words spilling too fast, breath catching between them, painting a picture of disbelief and terror. Somewhere inside those walls lay a message demanding money, a chilling directive on an ordinary morning. The amount requested matched a recent business bonus down to the dollar, a detail too specific to be random. The clock was ticking, each second a hammer blow against the fragile peace of the morning. The police arrived, their presence a stark silhouette against the rising sun, signaling the start of a nightmare. She was 6 years old, known to the world for bright stage lights and an infectious, unbridled spirit. To her family, she was a whirlwind of energy, a little girl who loved performing and laughing, a beacon of joy. Her parents were successful, polished, respected, their lives seemingly picture perfect to the outside world. The home in Boulder was large but warm, decorated with holiday cheer, a sanctuary against the winter chill. Everything about their world suggested stability, order, and comfort, a carefully constructed facade. Yet beneath the surface, every family contains unspoken tensions, cracks waiting to appear. The night before Christmas had been ordinary, a gathering with friends, laughter, conversation, a final shared moment of peace. A child was carried upstairs, still half asleep, nestled in the comfort of a parent's arms. Lights dimmed, doors closed. Outside, winter pressed against the windows, still and cold, a silent witness to the unfolding events. Everything arrived with routine, a parent moving through familiar spaces, preparing for another ordinary day. Then the discovery, a note on the staircase, a chilling departure from the familiar morning routine. It was lengthy, strangely formal, filled with instructions, a meticulously crafted instrument of terror. Panic ignited instantly. The call to authorities came within minutes, a desperate plea echoing into the cold morning air. Yet, even in those first chaotic moments, something felt wrong. The house filled with voices, with movement, with confusion. But the scene had already begun to shift in ways that would haunt the investigation. And then, hours later, in a quiet corner of the basement, the truth emerged. The child was discovered in the room. From that moment forward, the case transformed. Investigators faced a puzzle where nearly every piece contradicted another. The family found themselves at the center of attention quickly. Public interest grew with intense focus. Cameras lingered. Speculation spread. The parents insisted on innocence, speaking through grief and shock. Their composure, to some observers, felt controlled. Too controlled. Psychologists often focused on behavior. What kind of mind writes a message inside a stranger's home? Some theorized an intruder obsessed with control. Others believed the answer lay within the household itself. Evidence complemented every theory. There were traces suggesting an unknown presence. There were also details pointing inward, toward familiarity and access. Years passed, but resolution remained elusive. Experts re-examined evidence with new techniques. Analysts debated motives, scenarios, possibilities. The truth seemed to hover just beyond reach, visible only in fragments. The case also revealed something profound about human perception. When faced with uncertainty, people construct stories. For investigators, the greatest challenge was not simply identifying what happened, but understanding why clarity refused to emerge. The environment had been compromised early. Assumptions shaped decisions. Public pressure accelerated conclusions. The family lived under that shadow for decades. Their lives became inseparable from the mystery. In cases without definitive resolution, ambiguity becomes permanent. Advances in forensic science offered hope, but also new questions. Perhaps the most intriguing element is not a single piece of evidence, but the presence of uncertainty. There is no final scene where everything aligns. No confession that dissolves ambiguity. Instead, there is a moment frozen in time, a house in winter, a message on a staircase, and ended with a silence that still echoes. This one continues to whisper questions into the present.